Chassidic gems on Parshas Vayeshev. It says in the Torah that Yehuda saw this woman, Tamar. He didn't know that it was Tamar, but she was sitting by the wayside where that's the usual place for harlots to dwell, to sit. Vayomer Yehuda Vayireha Yehuda Parshas Lamed Ches Pasuk Tezvav. Vayireha Yehuda saw Tamar, who was really his daughter-in-law, and Vayachshaveha l'Zayna. He thought that she was a harlot. Vayet Eileha el haderech. He turned toward her. Vayomer, and he said, Havana avay elayach. Let me come into thee, and let me have marital relations with you. Ki lo yoda ki kalosehi. He didn't know that she was his daughter-in-law. So he asked to be intimate with her. Vaytomer, and she said, Ma titen li, what will you give me? Ki sovai eloi, that thou may come into me. What will you give me? Just reading pasuk in the Torah. Vayomer, and Yehuda said, Onechi ashalach gedi izim min hatzain. I'm going to send you a goat from the flock. Vaytomer, and she said, Im titain a rovain at sholchecha. If you give me a mashkin until you will send the gedi izim, so I will have relations with you. Vayomer, and Yehuda said to her, Ma ha'erovain asher etein loch. What is the pledge that I shall give you? What is the mashkin that I shall give you? Vaytomer, and she said, Chisamcha ufsilecha, thy cloak, your seal and your cloak, Chisamcha upsilecha. Rashi brings that's the translation. Your seal and your cloak, according to the Targum. She said, give me that as a mashkin, and then you will send the gedi that you promised me. Vayiten lo. He gave her what she wanted. Vayova Eileha, he came, he had relations with her. Vatahar lo, and she conceived. She became pregnant. And Yehuda was going to keep his word. Vayishlach Yehuda es gedi ha'izim. Yehuda sent the goat, biyad, in the hand of Reyehu ha'adulami, by the hand of his friend from Adulam. Lokachas ha'erovon. Go to the lady, go to this lady, and take from her the mashkin, like they made up. V'loi mitza'a. He did not find her. Vayishal es anshe mekoimo lemor. Then this Reyehu, the friend of Yehuda, asked the people of the place. Ayeh hakadesha hi bu'einayim al hadorach. Where is the harlot who was bu'einayim? She was in this place called Einayim, al haderech, by the wayside. He wanted to return to her. He wanted to give her the gedi that Yehuda promised her. Ayeh hakadesha hi bu'einayim. This is the pasuk. Where is the harlot that was by the city of Einayim, by the wayside? That's the simple. The Chassidic Torah say the secret of what does it mean to be a from a Yid. Ayeh HaKadesha. You think Kadesha means a harlot? It means Kedusha. How does a person become a Ish Kodosh? B'einayim, by the eyes, b'shmiras ho'einoyim. So although the pasuk seems to be talking about a harlot, but the Chassidic Torah reinterpret it to mean to become a Fruma Yid. Einayim is really the name of a city, but they translate Einayim to mean that to be a Fruma Yid, you have to watch your eyes. Gewaldig. Okay, so they asked the Reyehu Adolami, the friend of Yehuda's, was asking, where is this woman? And the reply was, Vayemru, they said, Loi hoysa b'zeh kadesha. There was no harlot here. She's not here. There's no harlot here. That's the simple. The Chassidic Torah is saying. The Chassidic Torah is saying that Lo Yehaysa Bazeh Kadesha. There was no. This is not a story of a harlot. Lo Yehaysa Bazeh Kadesha. That's the simple, that there was a harlot here. Lo Yehaysa Bazeh Kadesha. There was no harlot here. There's nothing wrong, really, with what happened here, because Lo Yehaysa Bazeh Kadesha, we're not talking about a harlot with znus, chalila, and we're talking about, it was nigzar min hashamayim. The Rebbeinu Shalom decreed in heaven, Shen Nishmas HaMoshiach, that the soul of Mashiach, that according to Chazal, this entire incident of Yehuda and Tamar, with seeming to be znus, this entire incident was orchestrated and destined to be by heaven, so that from these two great and holy tzaddikim, Yehuda and Tamar, should issue the Malchus Beis David and Mashiach Tzidkenu, Amen v'Amen. A new interpretation of Lo Yehaysa Bazeh Kadesha. Continuing with Chassidic gems on Parshas Vayeshev. So the pasuk starts a new chapter here. Vayeshev Hurad Mitzrayma. Yosef was lowered. He was Yosef Hurad Mitzrayma. And Yosef was brought down to Egypt. Yosef Hurad, he was brought down to Egypt. And then came the great Nisoyon that Yosef had with this Ashes Potiphar, who tried everything she could to seduce him, to make him be intimate with her. Ashes Potiphar. And he was brought down to Mitzrayim, and that was about to happen. What was about to happen was this Nisoyon between Yosef and Ashes Potiphar. That's the simple. The Chassidic Torah say such an incredible thing that Yosef had to be lowered from his level. He was on such a high, incredibly high level of Ruchnius, that in order for this to be an Nisayon, a test for him, whether he will wind up being intimate with this Ashes Potiphar or not, he had to be lowered, because if he would have remained the high level that he was on, it would be a joke. Of course he can overcome such an Nisayon. He had to be lowered in level in order for this Ashes Potiphar to be intimate with him. He would have to be. They had to take away from his level, because if he was on his regular level, it would be sort of a joke. Well, he's gonna be with her? Of course not. He had to be lowered in level of Ruchnius in order for him to have this test given to him by Hashem. Gewaldig. Okay. So the pasuk continues that she was after him. She was trying to get him to be intimate with her. So the pasuk says in pasuk Yud. Pasuk says in pasuk Yud, Vayihi kidabra el Yosef, and it was when she spoke to Yosef daily, yom v'yom, trying to get him to be intimate with her. V'loi shoma eleho, and he did not listen to her. Lishkav etzla lihiyos imo, he did not listen to her to lie by her. Rashi says, Lishkav etzla, afilu b'loi tashmish, even without relations. She was trying to get him, let me lay with you without, you don't have to touch me. Let me just lay with you. That's the way Rashi learns. V'loi shama eleha lishkav etzla, he didn't listen to her to lie by her. She wanted him to lie near him. Afilu b'loi tashmish, even without being intimate. Could you imagine? Well, what does this mean? Why does she want to be near Yosef and not have relations? That's the simple. The Chassidic Torah say she wanted to talk Yosef into the fact that she's a Yireh Shemayim, that this Ashes Potiphar is a Yireh Shemayim, saying that if you lay near me and you don't sin, you will be mamish, have such a big mila, because you were koivish es yitzrei, because you conquered your passion. So please, I want you to lay near me, even without tashmish, even without being intimate, and that will, and you, what are you going to get out of it? You're going to get out of it that your mile in ruchnius will be so high because you were able to conquer your passion. That's the way she was thinking, and she was trying to use tzidkis in order to convince him to be intimate with her. Okay, a few more Chassidic gems. So it says in the Torah, Vayehi kahayom hazeh, Posuk Perek Lametes, Posuk Yud. Vayehi kahayom hazeh vayovei habaisa. Yosef HaTzadik came to the house, La'asais melachtoi, to do his work. Ve'ein ish me'anshe habayis shom baboyis. Nobody was there. Nobody was in the house except this Eishes Potiphar. So let's continue. We'll come right back. Vatispesehu bebigdoi. She grabbed him by his garment and said, Shechva imi, lie with me. Yosef left his garment in her hand and ran away. Vayonas vayetzi achutza. Pasuk in the Torah. Let's go back, one or two psukim. So it says, Vayehi ka'ayom hazeh, on a certain day, Vayovei habaisa, La'asais melachtoi, when he went into the house to do his work, ve'ein ish me'anshe habayis, there was nobody in the house. That's this simple. Chassidic Torah Chorav HaKodesh Rabbi Yecheskel Miradomsk says, what was he going into the house for? So, Vayovei habayis La'asais melachtoi b'avodas Hashem. He had to daven, he had to learn, he had to, something like that, ve'ein ish me'anshe habayis shom babayis. He had to go do his work, do his spiritual work. And she was there. But the pasuk is saying, when he davened to Hashem, when he learned, when he was involved in his spirituality, there could have been 100 people in the room. Ein ish me'anshe habayis shom babayis. It could have been 100 people in the room. They didn't affect him. Sometimes you do a mitzvah, you do something good, and you have a lot of people there. So, whoa, I'm so great. So many people there, and I didn't mean any gaiva for myself, and I didn't. No, ve'ein ish me'anshe habayis. There was nobody there to take away his spirituality, to take away, and gaiva should come in, or other reasons that he could show off his Yiddishkeit in front of others. When he had 100 people in the room, it was like he had nobody in the room. It was between him and Hashem. Not to show off, and not not only Avodas Hashem. So it says in the pasuk which we just read, "Vatispesehu bebigdai." She and him were in the house alone, and she grabbed onto his beged, his clothes, Leimer shichva imi, saying, lie with me. That's this simple. It seems that she was trying to get him to say, lie with me. If you don't want to have intimate relations with me, at least say, lie with me. At least say it with your mouth. So much she wanted to have relations with him, that even if she knows that he's not going to give her relations, but at least say, she grabbed onto his beged, and he said, Shechva imi. That's what she wanted. Such a balas taiva. Okay, Hashem should help us. All these incredible ruchniistic thoughts. We should be zeicha to fulfill them. Amen v'amen.